So actually, this is the video. Believe it or not, this is a consequence of what's near to come if policy doesn't change. If policy does get changed soon. So today we're going to be talking about net neutrality. I'm Lee Yehuda. I'm just a normal user of the internet, but very big advocate of it. So let's get started. So, presentation statement. How to save the internet as we know it in less than 7 minutes, aka saving your internet bill from tripling in the next decade. Very catchy. So, what we have to worry about is, what's the button? Just enter.
For what?
To go to the next slide.
Just,
There's no next slide.
There is no real the next
Oh,
slide.
You can
just
press
tap
it.
it?
Yeah.
Alright, so today we'll be going over, how to save the internet. There's 3 things we have to understand is that internet providers will likely make you buy your internet in little packages, thoughtless fee the packages you don't have, and likely have the sites, likely to sites that don't directly benefit them. So today we'll be going over how to get educated about this, how to contact your congressman, and how to get the
Get
word out.
really excited about my children's books. That's the best reaction. What's great about the 3D, it's exciting to see a shark come to life and come off the page. When the work creates a feeling in a kid, it feels great. It's addictive. You want to keep doing it.
Have that setting turned off, always. So you might be asking yourself, what is net neutrality? Well, net neutrality by definition is the principles that the internet service providers, ISPs, remember that, must treat all data on the internet the same and not discriminate or charge differently by user, content, website, platform, application, or type of attached equipment or method of communication. What that really means is that all internet should be able to get to your computer at the same rate. It should not be throttled by companies that manage on what they decide is the content that they want to throttle. So all content comes to you equally. So why is this happening? What's going on? So the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, is doing a rule cut vote. So what they're doing is that there's those rules to set net neutrality, so that all websites come to you equal, and they're doing a vote to stop this. Now, the reason they're doing this is because they want to gut the bill for internet ISPs. There really is no real reason why this. Ideally, they think that giving companies more reign to do whatever they want will incentivize them doing in our best interest in creating better products. But in reality, we have a lobbyist as the head commissioner of the commission, and they're just trying to make as much money through him, and I'm sure he has something to gain from it. And there's other people in there. So how does this apply to you and your business or businesses? So businesses and people both have are both deeply connected to the internet. They need it. You need to be able to access all your websites. So if this happens, it's really just a money grab. You'll be able to split your internet into multiple packages. You want to message your friend, at the same rate, for emergencies. I need you here right out now. Gets there an hour later. Well, that's fantastic. You should pay the $5. And there you go. They had it. Supply and demand. So this thing right here. It's very annoying. And getting familiar with that will be difficult. So you may be wondering, what's a good good place to get resources on this? What's a good resource for saving the internet? Wouldn't you know? Supply and demand, the internet. And if they have their way, they could follow the information you need on how to better protect, the internet. So what do you need to do? Also, YouTube is a really good source. So content creators are going to be affected the most. Their livelihood is there. So people who write articles, people who make videos. If you want to find more information about this, the people who are going to be most vocal about it are the content creators on this. And YouTubers often, or video makers, will have the best stuff, and that's what I've been learning from. So get heard. First thing you need to do is contact a congressman. There's a couple sites that are good for this, and I really like Battle.net, not just for their cool, super cool advertising campaign, because I'm a computer arts major, but I just think it's a great site. And if you want to contact a congressman, you just go to their website, and that's what we're going to do. So all we really need to do is click the Write a Congress button. You don't really even need to put any information in, supposedly, and to send an email in, or if you're on a public platform. Or maybe if you have a better crappy browser, it works better. Usually what I would do is that, so work fine today, but not all things work. What usually comes up is that you get entered, the box comes up and calls, say, put in your zip code, or would you like to call you? So you put in your phone number, and it will call you on demand, which would actually be on camera anyway. Didn't think any of this through. But what happened is that it would call you and it would ask you to put in your zip code on your phone, and you would connect you to your nearest congressman. That's how you would protect it. So let's go back to the presentation. So another good platform is Resist-A-Bot, and if you want to contact any of your local representatives or anything, Resist-A-Bot is a great platform that makes it accessible for you to do so. So what they do is basically just a text service, so 50409. You text them, they'll ask you what you want to contact your officials about, and you can apply that, and they'll deliver that message directly to them. So how to get heard more. So after you contact your congressman, you want to get out to social media. You want to be able to contact as many people as you want. If you really care about it, you have to present it to more people. So the best place to do is present it to your local community. The people that are around you are probably care the most. They have the most faith in you, and if you care about an issue like that, that'll work. Pretty much goes for anything. So also using social media. Whatever social network you use, it's the better platform to contact. Posting links, videos, it's just a great way of doing it. So the vote is on December 14th, and talking about is there. I felt we need to do this presentation as maybe a how-to, because I just thought it'd be something worth doing. There's not much. I feel like it's going to go through regardless. They're going to vote against it, and we're going to suffer from that. But the alternative of not trying is, it appeals to only the internet in the future will be appealing to an overly wealthy group, only to the wealthy. And failure might not be irreversible. So any questions?
So do you define the internet as a utility or a product?
Utility.
Okay.
Think about it. It was defined as like a military. So the internet came to be through, I'm pretty sure, like a military use. It was supposed to be able to, so if we need to communicate after the war gets nuked over, it needs to be there. So the internet was made as strictly government speaking utility. ISPs delivered to us as a product, and it's more of a service for there. So the internet itself is essentially a utility, but routing to us is more or less the product. And the FCC's idea is to regulate that, to make it delivered to everyone.
Well, my understanding was that there was no such thing as net neutrality until 6 years ago when it was a thing in Congress. And ever since then, that's why you've been getting, I don't know about you guys, but I've been receiving a whole bunch of emails from all the services I'm subscribed to, Netflix, Amazon. Our prices are going to be rising.
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah,
and that's because it works both ways, both for consumers and for producers, such as people who produce entertainment shows like Netflix and everything. no service provider can discriminate against them, even though like your access, like if the internet's a highway, you're using like 2 inches on the right side of the road, and Netflix using 2 whole lanes. So the idea of net neutrality is that Netflix pays the same amount for their internet access as you do. And so the whole idea behind removing it from, at least from what I'm understanding, is, well, you only have to pay for what you use. Whereas Netflix is gonna have to start paying more. So you're only gonna have access to Netflix if you can afford to pay for the amount of access that Netflix wants to charge you so that they can use that much road. So they either have to find a way for them to cut down the amount of road they use to be able to deliver that product to you, or you have to be able to directly pay them for the access to use that, which to me is just the market. That's just how that works.
But, that's a fair point, but there's a lot of companies do this, eventually you find something lucrative enough to work, and once, they catch on to the loophole and what can be enforced or not, that's how they get you. You give them a little inch and they'll take the piss, it's, look at the video game industry, so, over time, you've gotten less of a package over time. It's been separated, broken apart into smaller and smaller pieces. That's why you need regulation sometimes when corporations or companies go over their reach and take too much. Then you don't get a fair product, especially for the majority.
Well, if it's not a fair product, you can just not buy it. And if
Yeah,
people
but
just don't
also-
buy it, then there's no way they can sell it.
It's
I mean,
also a
the whole
monopoly, too.
gullible thing is not the
It's harder
regulation.
for smaller products, especially with the internet, to come in. There's very limited in a lot of areas in the country about where they come in. So so where I live, I'm actually lucky to probably have 2 or 3 internet providers. I'm currently satisfied with it. It's not one of the big ones, AT&T, Comcast, Verizon, that are causing all the issues. I haven't really checked into what Optimum or their European parent company are up to. But, like cases like Portugal, they have net neutrality. They've come up, they don't have net neutrality. So they've come up with all this whole idea about, so they agreed with the companies that they could do this. And they totally did all that. That image I showed you earlier of all the packages you broke up, that wasn't made up. That was real. That was something they were allowed to do, and it happened. The internet sucks there. And our country is on the brink of that. It's only better here because our laws are that. Once that happens, once the FCC votes no to bringing it from what's it called, something 2 to something 1, I can't remember the act's name. We will be back to where maybe Portugal is and paying triple for our internet bills. And maybe it may benefit maybe something on Netflix where I kind of get it, but for a consumer base, they will take it.
Well, from what I understand from Portugal's got bad internet because they have bad providers in general. They only have a certain amount of sizes of their servers that can only handle about like 100,000 people at a time. And that's just because they don't have a lot of people who have access to it to begin with in the most part. But like, I don't know. It's a very confusing topic. There's so much on it.
That's fair, but you have to understand, from their perspective, they want to make, more. And if they can make more, and they've done it in the past, they will.
I just feel bad because my poor grandma pays so much for internet, and she uses email. And I wish there was just an option where I could just sign my grandma up on the internet and just say, I'll give you 99 cents a month just so she can send email. That's all she does. Or upload to the cloud, I'll give you $3 a month. But no, she's got to pay $50 a month because she has to have the same access to everything.
Yeah, that's like gamer's choice, and we're giving you access to what part of the game you want. But what happened? Why couldn't you just make a full game? I like comparing the two because they are similar. And so the internet was this, and now they're trying to change it a bit more. The package is not going to be any cheaper. You're still going to be getting the same internet rate. It's just going to be you'll just be able to access a lot less websites. That's usually what's going to happen. It happens with every industry. Anyone else?